format is best.
Let me show you. Vintage is very powerful. Legacy too. Modern is strong. There's standard. But the king of them all is Pauper.
How do you like that?
Spooky! Hey everybody, it's Deluxe. A reminder, next week we will have no show, and then I'll be here for the rest of the year, I promise, but there's a Halloween theme to this show, and of course in 2 weeks, but next week I'm going to be out with my friends. So I looked it up. It's been about a year since I've dusted this one off. Another one, a little fan favorite here. This is our little Pro Red Trick deck. Very good timing indeed, of course. Every time I play this, I don't see red. But even when you do, you still don't beat it all the time. So, no intro trailer. No, I just wanted to go with a little bit of a mood piece there. Come right through. Let's change it up. Don't want to be too formulaic for all of you out there. Anyway, so how does this work? Well, we run 8 hate bears against red. And then we usually throw this on it to make it a 4/4. Unblockable, gain 4 life every single turn. Pretty hard to beat. We can also target our single solitary Guardian of the Guildpact to help us out. We've got 4 drifters, 3 ephemerates, and the 4 lone missionaries main and 3 clerics. We have quite a bit of a life package early on. 4 journeys and 4 preordains wrap up the 75. The rest are lands, and they do look like a lot. However, this is one of those lists you really don't want to hiccup on, especially with the Ephemerate Mulldrifter package. And so my last build, I believe I had 4 Preordain, 4 Ponder, and so I went a lot heavier in the paint with islands main, and it had 2 plains and then all the rest islands. I since added a whole lot more basics, 1 Ash Barrens to really shore it up because there's a whole lot of white in this list. Speaking of white, in our sideboard, one of my favorite sideboard cards not many people play is Aura Fracture. For only this cost and for those extra lands, you can just instantly and uncounterably eliminate enchantments at your leisure. We have got 4 Prismatic Strands, 4 Dust to Dust. Sorry for the price tag on these last 2. I just was recently made aware of these being not very Pauper friendly, but you can always go with Revoke Existence here. 2 Negates. We've got 2 Negates main. I just found this to be kind of a catch-all. There's a lot of cute cards that say don't do this, don't do that, draw a card. In the end, we don't really care about creatures. We care about doing stuff to our stuff, and we want to stop that stuff, and that's where Negate comes in. And for Macabre, I shouldn't frighten. Oh, I guess it is October. Shouldn't alarm anyone to the inclusion of one of my favorites there. So we're going to go like this. Oh, and the Pauper Championship was on Tuesday, and I got second for the second time in 2 years. So yeah, Madcap Skills, cheers back at you. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, there's a few decks, White Infect, the Simic, Death Touch, and this Pro Red one that I try to play about once a year just because it's, I don't know, there's just times when they're very relevant. I had Skyfishers in here for a while. I had a 4th Ephemerate for a while. I had Ponders for a while. It's gone through a lot of flux. So anyway, I'm sorry if I missed anything in the chat there. Woohoo, Madcap Skills. All right, second time the bridesmaid, huh? I'm not quite sure I catch the reference, but okay, let's go. Bring these open these up, and off we go. All right, lots of caffeine. Luden's Run is our opponent, and I don't know why they're taking so long. Combo in hand, a lot of basics, but we'll keep it. Be awesome if we see a mountain. How often do you say that, right? This is a list where you do. Oh, yeah, second time. Yeah. It's a curse. I've had about 3 Pro Tour runs where I ended up getting second when first was the only one that took you to the big show. So I can get there plenty. It's just finishing the deal. Sometimes I can fall short. Alrighty. Oh, that's enough lands for the rest of my life, please. Let's do that and at least threaten a counterspell of some variety. That's enough lands, please. All our basics showing up, which is kind of how I planned it. I was considering Ona's Grace. It's a bit of an old school card, but when you have a lot of extra lands, it can help you get there. Boy, are we going to want to see a journey really quickly here, because I'm sure we're up against glitters. Alrighty, off we go. So yeah, my son got stranded in his little cross-country adventure. He got stranded in Arkansas in the middle of nowhere, and they didn't have any sort of like, we're used to the big city life where, you know, you look up anything and it's within 3 or 4 miles, and everything was closed till Monday, and his car completely seized up, was completely ruined. He had to just leave it there for the scrapyard. More frustrating was that he had a 90-day, user car warranty on it, and it was like day 100. I was like, felt so bad for the kid. Anyway, we bought a new car and gifted / let him buy our old one, and so now he's up to San Francisco now, staying there for a little bit, and then he's off to his new house in Washington. So Tumwater, Washington. So, yeah, it's been a little bit of an upheaval thing here. I looked out the other day. I'm like, where's my car? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's my son's car now, and he's gone. Made sure it got all checked up and stuff. And it was tough because, he's got really bad car luck, and we couldn't really tell him, like, this is strange, keeping one back. What is it? Oh, man, I really hope they don't have Metallic Rebuke. This really screams of Rebuke. Yeah, they've got it. I'm not going to play into that. Well, I've got double steel. Maybe I risk it. Anyway. Oh, okay. Much better. I don't care about that. Only thing better is if the Steel of Godhead gave Vigilance. Hiya! So yeah, we had a lot of dinners and nights out and stuff. Had a real good visit. Worked from home all week, and so I'm very used to this room, because this is where I edit too. Thank you, Chimpskey. You are Mr. On the Spot. How's Nims doing, by the way, Chimpskey? Any people new to the channel, we call him Nims because that's his little man, big Pauper fan. Try to even up this score here. Probably make this a burly 6/6 next turn. Use that Mulldrifter next turn for sure to hopefully go get a journey so that we don't get just blown out by all that glitters here. I'm sure if they had it, they would have used it, but that ninja's not going to make it, or is going to make it happen a lot sooner. Nils, that's right. Nim is 15. Wow. Seems like when we did that show, kind of showcasing him a while back, gosh, I swear, he must have been like 9 back then or something. Woo. Dang, yeah, my oldest just, we have the little scribbles on the wall, who's taller, who's this, who's that, and he's officially as tall as me now, so he was thrilled because he swore he stopped growing like 2 years ago, and I'm like, no. Give yourself to about 25 or 26 before you lock in the number, My Stab Thrill says, I remember back in the day playing Upheaval Tog and Standard. Yeah, you ran Washout. Washout's that's a damn good card. I know I've told this story before, but I was in the room when Psychotog Upheaval deck became a thing. Like, saw it like the first dude that did it, and everybody was gathered around the table. I think that was Pro Tour San Diego. I was there. That was a neat energy in the room to that one, that's for sure. Oh, I got another Moon Circuit moving in. We can pull even here, but man, one glitters is going to put us within like Death Knell Central here. Did they already show? Oh no, Metallic Rebuke was Nim Chimpskey showing me that in the chat. For some reason, I thought they had revealed it. So. Wow, Shirazman, I didn't know you were that tall. 12 or 13, been the same size ever since. Nice. Yeah, I am at about 5, I am 5'9", but I think I was that since about mid-high school on. I didn't grow too much after that. At least I don't think so. I wasn't obsessed with height. My son really likes basketball, so he was cruelly cast into the world without the gift of height. He had all the skills, though, that's for sure. All right, come on, something. Okay, I did draw that, so that's good. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We're going to get 4 of it back. I can't do too much here outside of that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to... I mean, I can make that a 6/6. A little redundant. I think it's better to try to go for the Ephemerate move here. Or is it? There's so many angles here. You know, I could double Godhead. I hope they don't have it. I think the Mulldrifter is the call here because I might be able to find like a negate. So I'll keep a wide open. We'll evoke and hope for the best. Make sure to click on evoke first. I think this is the right line. Journey feels a little hollow. 2 for a 2/2. That doesn't really make glitters fall off. All right, darn it, we didn't get it. Dead. Okay, well, we can also Dawnbringer the glitter. That's a thing, right? We'll go up to 17, soon to be back down to normal land. We will attack. Can't be blocked. Probably my favorite 3 words. Yeah, me too, Mind Stab. That was the plan, but we didn't hit it. Having 4 was fun, but there was a lot of times I was staring at it, so I had to make some cuts to make sure our lands didn't screw up. A little flooded this game, but we were at the start, so I'm not complaining yet. Yeah, I've heard that about the Dutch. And I'm sorry, I'm reading up backwards. Okay, he's got to find glitters here. Gotta be. Come on, glitter. End the show. I'm going to be a little upset if we don't see any red today. And make no mistake, it's not a home run. It usually is, but it's not a guarantee. Okay, there's a lot of fat showing up. I think we journey Dawnbringer off a Moon Circuit Hacker. And boy, we're getting lucky here. Though no glitter showing up, and they've had 2 thought casts and 1 of on mind. Looks a lot like Brute Squad, doesn't it? I would consider losing the Murs and the Frogmites, and then you have Brute Squad, which I was onto 6 years ago, as one of my fans wrote. Made, I guess, the mistake of opening a Q&A on our community tab. Thank you for all the questions. There were a lot of them. Took me a couple hours to answer the first salvo. Very interesting things indeed. Got to make sure I have plenty of time before I do that one again. But it was nice hearing all your questions. Oh, thank you, Chimpskey. Yeah, I talk about it so much. That's kind of our new Facebook page. I feel bad. I got to update our intro to not include Facebook because the reason I stopped showing up on Facebook so much is they got so ridiculous with messaging. Still is. It's like this whole nother sub-program, and it launches, and you can't see if you have a message unless you go through this double process of logging in like twice. Used to just be if you had a side account. Sorry about that. It would just auto do it, and now it's like, nope, not the case. Really weird. Okay, I really like that draw. Dum bum bum. Might as well gain the life, I guess. I guess we can. I know we're just dead to that. So I want to. I guess we hold that up. So we'll storefront here. I guess we'll go grab a plains. It's a lot of white in this list, so grab a plane. However, I could Dawnbringer here and block. I think that's better than a journey. Let's do that. I'll do this, blow up a moon circuit. If we weren't under such duress, I could, throw on that steel and have a 2-turn clock What is this? All right, they got a rebuke. I don't really want to use a negate on that. Yeah, I do. I'll play a little bit of hardball here. Boop. There we go. I just mean the actual meaning of the word, but you get me. All right, I get you. Let's go. All right. Off we go. And we will destroy an enchantment. We'll kill this dude here. Look carefully, folks. That'll slow up the attack there. Plus now we've got a blocker for the Myr. Dead to a glitters. That's usually the case. They got quite a few options. 2, 4. Well, they can't really pop both clues unless they hit a land there. I played in the Pauper tournament or challenge or championship, whatever you want to call it, my Thopters list. Scrapped my gut shot sideboard for journeys. And yeah, had a wee good time. Didn't play on Tuesday. That was the night we bought our car. We are very fond of Toyota RAV4s, and so we got the latest hybrid model. Gets something like 94 miles to the gallon and partially electric, which is very cool. So no more. Here in California, gas is over $7 a gallon now, which is absurd. Well, do I just kill the Moon Circuit and take 4 or what? Dawnbringer's a hell of a card. You know, if I top deck Ephemerate here, I think I want to keep my Dawnbringer around, so I'll probably just block the Frogmite here. All right, let's do this here. I think this is the best rollout, so we get hit with a ninja. Straight away, folks. Boop. We're alive. They're halfway through the deck and no glitters. I have definitely had enough to find it. We've already shown them Negate, which I hope that they are scared straight with. Let's do a thing here with Journey. Take out their Myr Enforcer. Probably get rebuked. Yeah, I'll pay for that, sure. Poo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here we go. Not a big fan of Metallic Rebuke. Situations like this happen a bit too often. You got a spot in your deck for a counterspell, I suggest it works. Boink. All right. Or so what kind of... We've been dead to a glitter draw for like 3 turns now, so... Sure wish we had Vigilance, but oh well. We got the big boy out of the way. We'll negate that attack. They're dead next turn, or we are. Something's going to happen. Woo! Off we go. 12-4. Unblockable, baby. What's up? Now, keep in mind, I've said this before, but our Vedalken Outlander is an artifact. So, even though Galina's Knight doesn't have the cool artwork, it's... Oh! Top deck city. Alrighty. We were about to win, folks. But no, where's a Vapor Snag when you need it? Yeah, Mind Stab, it's no joke. It's like 713. Pretty outrageous. And there's potholes everywhere, and every other bill or proposition on the ballot is for the children or for the firefighters, and it claims to fix the roads, and it never does. All right, so we're prepped for this. This is coming in. Strands isn't too helpful here. A lot of their stuff is artifact-based. We'll make room for the negates, too. These aren't going to be so hot. Could probably lose a Mulldrifter. Not quite sure. I'll lose 2 of these boys. Maybe, I'm going to keep those around. I like the clerics. I like everything else. We'll lose one of these. Shoot. One of these. And maybe this will keep 5 hate bears in there like that. So, yeah. I keep telling my wife, this is a pretty outrageous state to be living in. We need to move. But she is very married to city life. Yes. That was a fun game. Very close. Our mana's right. Very stultified hand here. We can find Dust to Dust pretty early, though, so I'll lean on keeping this. Yeah, or a Fracture might be a nice little call there. You're right. If I get to a game 3, I might include that. You are correct. That might be better than sitting around waiting on Negate. Although Negate is pretty darn good here. So, boop, here we go. Off we go. Yeah, that's why I got the lands in there. Consistency and then fodder for aura. All right. It's a race of Razortide Bridges, folks. Always scary. Come on, get the good artwork, man. What was the name of Sunday's tournament? I think the Pauper Pauper Classic Championship, I think was the name of it. It's on Gatherling. Well, let's see what we're going to see. We'll do a Preordain here. And there's the goods. We'll say top, I guess. It's a little slow getting there, but top. Throw down a Razortide. Next turn we can just Cove Missionary, Cove Cleric, whatever. Especially if this is at very early glitters. Dawnbringer Cleric. Singing its praises for a long time, boy. What a card. I guess they don't got a ninja. Ooh, they must. Well, that's a strange sequence. Oh, yeah. Another hurricane. Good to hear from you. I think you're a first-time chatter. Yeah, the transportation here is ridiculous. You're likely to get stabbed. It's like Mad Max after sunset. There's probably one story a month here in LA of somebody getting assaulted on public transit. Every time it goes by, you just kind of do a big eye roll. There's nobody on it. There's like 1 or 2 people, or sometimes like homeless people just live on there. It's a trip. It is a trip. I think I'll keep that back. Let's gain some life here. Drop the Cove. Go up to 25 this turn. Next turn we'll have a fun Dust to Dust turn. And I will be targeting that drum almost no matter what, because our opponent is really stuck on lands here. So yeah, Mind Stab Throw, you said it. The only time I've ever ridden it is I've got a problem with crowds. I get really hot and bothered. It's a thing. Another one of my quirks. I can't do crowds, but it's kind of a built-in safety feature these days. But the one time my wife and I went to a football game, the Niners were playing the Rams here. This is years ago, 5 years ago maybe. And we were like, yeah, it's an early morning game. Yeah, we'll take the transit. It'll be fun. And on the way there, it was fine. Way too crowded for me. But then on the way back, boy, the denizens of the underworld started showing up, and it was pretty sketchy. Yeah, football has an NFL. I got to remember this is a worldwide audience, not my little, what do you call it? Echo chamber, whatever. All right, not liking that. I guess now a change of plans with double drum. This is obviously a rebuke hand, but I'm going to play right into it because that's how I roll. All right, so there's part of our deal. Our dealio. Let's go for it. We fought to get there with all of our tap lands. And we'll see how this goes. Boom, boom. Does it work? The most hateful card in Pauper? Do they got the rebuke? Maybe, maybe not. Looks like they got it. Okay. Nope. 1 for 1. I said no. That and Spell Pierce always ask you twice. I hate that. Not the drums now. If there was one drum, the more I was thinking about it, their mana seemed really flexible at that point, so. Surprised I haven't seen Kenku show up, huh? Come on, Inspector. Yeah, he's afraid of the... I should probably start attacking. He's afraid of the Of One Mind trade-off here. All right, let's preordain. Hopefully we can just find a land here. Nothing improves. We'll just missionary into... okay, that's good. Let's say bottom here and top. We'll rock like this. Let's attack first. Maybe not. Yeah, I'll still do it. If he's got another rebuke, that would kind of suck, but that's only 1 damage. I'm not too worried about that. That's right. Billy Idol gets in for 2. Woo! Oh, keep our life nice and healthy. 4 Missionaries main might seem like overkill, but if you've played any sort of challenge or league in the last half a year, you will find that it's a necessary evil, as well as his friend the Dawnbringer Cleric sitting right behind him. When do we get to see the mono white deck in action, says Butterghost? Oh, if you just go back on YouTube about a month and a half, it's there, and 89% of its glory. Maybe I'll play it, since a lot of people have been asking for it, so makes for a very quick show. That thing wins a lot. It has really taught me a lot about the power of vigilance with first strike. I mean, you just, if you get some crazy, I mean, consider this scenario, right? Let's imagine I had a 6/6 first strike lifelink with vigilance. You know, what do? You can't attack into it. You can't block it. It's just such game over. There's a lot of nuances with that list. I really, really like it. Mr. Flocking, good morning. Name of the deck, this is the Untouchables. It's based around protection from red creatures, kind of hate bears. And then you slap this on it, or Guardian of the Guildpact, making up 9, in quotes, untouchable creatures. List I have had some crazy good success with and some huge failures with. It's very timely. Right now, I was expecting a lot of red, and the last 2 days I've been playing this, I haven't really bumped into it ever. Okay, there's part of our combo. Not much we can do with the thing. I know, do we just try to get our combo online? I think that's the play. We'll do this, pretend like we have some sort of counter magic. 29 life, we can withstand 1 or 2 glitters smacks. Dawnbringer can clean it up after the fact. What is this? Oh, really? They're going to use it on that? That seems reckless. Yep. So I guess they have the rebuke. Let's hope for another land there. I love red protection. Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist for sure. That's the flavor of the month. Everybody's, and it, like I was saying, in defense of red, you know, it's still sometimes not enough. That's why we've got Missionaries main and Prismatic in the side and stuff. It's tough to stop a, just a top 10 sort of draw from a standard red deck. You've got to have a whole lot of bias built in. All right. Well, we know rebuke is a thing. There's our thing. I guess we Mulldrifter here. Really want to find a Ephemerate, obviously. This gets rebuked, I'm fine with it. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's always a neat draw spell, too, because it's like, you know, do you let me get the cards? Because it's going to die. You wait around. All right. That's gone. I'm going to prefer gain life either way. So let's thin out our list, shall we? I guess we'll go get a basic plane. Boom. I'm just going to attack here. We'll probably be losing one missionary to an inspector, I would imagine. All right, take 6. Boy, did I have a slow week at work. There's not much happening in the news. All right, is this Ninja time? Ninja Central? What is going on with our opponent? I think they're just sitting back on Metallic Rebuke here. Ooh, I really like this because I can pay for Rebuke. All right, let's try to close the show out. Use our basics up. Hold on. Just because we have it, that might not be the best play. However, I do think it is. We'll throw this on here. Paying for it. Again, what's cool about these, what is that, Shadowmoor? I forget the name of that set. You can have all plains or all islands. It doesn't really matter. A double rebuke? What's going on here? I think we just pay for it. Yep. Does it stick? Wow, they really went hard with the counters, didn't they? All right, cool. We'll say no. Now they're hellbent. I said no. Attack. I know there's a return to Lorwyn coming up, like in a year or two. For some of our bathroom breaks, we've got quite a few fun little ditties. We've got a Story of Magic the Gathering. We've got courtesy of Comedy Bang Bang. I've got the little changeling skit where he keeps changing careers. And if we get to it, our Power 9. Hope you liked the top of the show where I showed that Kung Fu sort of mashup. I always thought of Magic as Kung Fu. You know, you've got your Crane style, your Jiu-Jitsu, this style, you know, this beats that, that doesn't beat this except on Tuesdays, that sort of thing. I've always liked that one. All the old Kung Fu footage, even snuck in some new ones like Bloodsport. Tokabi in the house. Hey, oh, glad to catch you live. Love the red hate in the main deck. Oh, there's a lot of it. Yeah, if you put that Steel of the Godhead on there, that's a 4/4 unblockable that gains you 4 life every turn. That's pretty hard to come back from. We hate bounce in this list, but that's what Negate's for. Alrighty, what are we gonna do? I guess 2, 4, 5. We could just hardcast Mulldrifter. That might be the play here. Let's do it first. I've already seen 3 rebukes. I guess they could have the 4th. We're gonna find out now. In a pinch, you can always throw that on a Mulldrifter, but I'd suggest against it. It's fun to gain life, right? All right, Cove, I'll play ya. Be nice if you were a basic so we had Negate backup. 2, 4, 5, 6. We survive a Glitters. Got to keep that Dawnbringer back. It's kind of our Negate number 2 if it slips past us. But as I was saying about 20 minutes ago and lost my train of thought, Dawnbringer Cleric, what a card. Saw it coming, but I didn't see it being that needed. I thought it'd be just in white decks or maybe, you know, tiny bit of sideboard here or there, but it's really proven its worth. You make something that flexible, reminds me of the peppering punches of like the Diaz brothers, just a little bit all the time, you know. It's not going to be sometimes it is a backbreaking move, like with an enchantment or maybe a key card in the graveyard, but for the most part, it's just a little bit all the time. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Alrighty. I think we shall get rid of Senior Enforcer. Whoosh. Down comes Jenny. He will be journeying to nowhere. Dun dun dun. Come on, come on. There we go. Guess we'll do this to this to this. The knight is right. If you ever have a choice, always choose the knight over the Vedalken Outlander because that is an artifact. I keep mentioning that. Very important. They're dead next turn. tough spot to draw glitters here because you want to be aggro, but then you're dead next turn, right? That's why my glitter list, with all the life gain in it, has so much staying power because, gosh, I think there's, if you count the cats twice, 2, 4, 6, I think there's 12 creatures with lifelink. And I beat the tournament glitter deck all day. Some close ones, but for the most part, definitely have that deck's number. Cast Journey to Nowhere. Opponent lets it resolve, and then when you target, let it trigger. Countered with Mere Shell Crab. Oh yeah, that would. I'm just gonna let this go through. They're not gonna be attacking, and I've got Dawnbringer to close out the show. Oh, that's curious. They're hellbent. Yep. Didn't mind letting that go through. Make sure to keep good bookkeeping records here. So again, oh, all right. Well, we'll win that one. Let's run on over to the next. Maybe the crazy amount of hatred was too much. Who knows? All right, we're in the queue here. Go back over to Decklist Central. Let's see what we have here. Bring up the card show. Boop. There we are. So yeah, keep in mind, artifact creature. So our own little tricks can knock it off. So even though this artwork is so superior to this, you'd really want to lean on this if you like this style. Yeah, I think Crab needs to see more play too. My son plays it in Tortured Existence to great rewards. What is going on here? Are these like bones of like a scorpion almost? Are they teeth? Looks like he's in the maw of some great beast. But those teeth are too small. Very strange. I wonder what the art is. I don't know if I've ever focused on that line before. Yeah, it could be a spot. Boy, those look like teeth though, don't they? I don't know. Vedalken seem pretty cool. They don't like to be blocked either. Maybe I'd be them. And it's bald. Another bald card. What is up with good bald cards? We could even throw this in the list, right? That's a bit of a reach, but let's see. We got any more baldies? Nah, he's got a little spiritual hair going on there. That's a pretty good little head of hair on that guy. Let's see, we got any more baldies? Oh, nope. He's looking pretty dapper. Dapper Dawnbringer. They ever reprint it? That'd be pretty cool. Oh, there's some hair in there. There's a lot of hair there. All right, there goes my theory. And there's a scalp there, so. Yeah. Does this one have hair? Well, yeah, quite a bit. Let's see. We can't see any hair. That's covered up. Well, how many baldies do we have here? Looks like everybody in this either has a hood on but that's some pretty bad artwork, actually, when you think about it. Their perspectives are just way off. Got some sort of weird obsession with boots. Never noticed these hawks back here before. I guess when you stare at artwork long enough, you can sense some pretty weird things here. Don't know where our next challenger is. We are in the queue. There's only so much you can do. You could probably cut one land here. It's just all about, if you look at this ratio here, we've got a lot of white. The only reason I have a lot of early islands is the first turn Preordain, so leaning a bit heavy on that, but definitely considered the upporter there. Still amused that Suntail Hawk power has been crept out. I'll show you the Thopter list since we're just waiting around here, everybody. Thopter Deluxe. This is my baby. Hello. So yeah, this is the list that I compete with a lot. Oops, more on that in a bit. Of course, right when everything's ready to go, then they close the show. Ooh, were that an island, this might be a keep, but we're going to throw this back. Mulligan. We will keep this combo in hand. We'll keep. Let's lose a storefront. Watch, we never draw another land. We do have 23 in the list here. It's definitely a little on the one side, heavy side, but to prevent hands like that last one. But it didn't do us any good, did it? Pop, pop, pop. Our new car sounds like a ghost when it pulls up. I can hear my wife leaving now, running one of her many errands. I'm going to a Halloween festival out in the deep woods this time next week. That's why there will not be a show next week on the 21st. My wife is going camping, so she's going out to get all kinds of, what would you call it, travel preparations, if we were going to put it into the terms of, what do we have, green and a thrivability here. All right, we'll lead off with Storefront here. Sure. I guess we grab an island. We can at least preordain next turn, pass, whatever. Maybe we top deck a plains. Travel preparations, that's the card I was looking for, thank you. Right on it, Chimpskey. Tron. Ugh. Who wants to see this? No one ever. Alrighty. I guess we might as well, let's do this first. We'll preordain. There's our plains. I'll say top. We kind of have everything in hand that we want. We'll drop a cove because why not gain some life, right? Hopefully our Outlander sticks and they're on red removal. It's tough to tell with Tron. They can do everything under the sun. So I'll risk the Godhead just for the life gain and the faster clock, but feels like we're walking in the prohibit here, right? So much so that it might be, let's act like we're mana screwed and that we really need to find that last little land, right? Come on, let it through, please. This is when you want them to prohibit. All right. So we'll say bottom and top. All right, play the plane. This gets countered. It'll kind of tell us a little bit, like maybe they have a lot of red removal in hand. Otherwise, they're just like, who is this noob? Impulse. Very underplayed card, and Tron uses it to great expertise. Alrighty. I love how secretive Impulse is. Just look at him. Put one in your hand. Don't even show your opponent. Don't reveal nothing. Just start winning. I think there's 4 versions of art for Impulse. That's the latest. I've said this before, but oh god, he's already got Tron. That's fair. Mulldrifter doesn't scare me too much here. Really want him to tap that tower out. If I can stick Godhead, I'll feel a lot better, but it might just be met with a cast down. You just never know against Tron. Network Terminal. Well, they've got 1 mana of anything. You know, I think Dust to Dust might be warranted here. Seems like they go pretty heavy with the color fixing there. All right, so we get a free attack. Might as well play this out. Maybe I should be playing Kenku in this for like another kill card, since we do have our indestructible lands, right? Boop, 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 boom. I bet this is the first time this guy's seen this card in at least a year. And the set was new. Everybody was trying tricks like this, but it has been lost to the ages. Dusted off. Tron. Can't be blocked. Let's hope it sticks around. If this is still here next turn, we might have a game. I haven't seen Tron in quite a while, so it's just the Wild West with Tron. You just don't know. It's a Fangren Marauder right around the corner. It's Weather the Storm. There's a Rolling Thunder. Hopefully not a Denrova Horror. That's my least favorite build. I mean, I think it's one of the best builds. Most unstoppable, but this is when people are like, do you think something in red should be, what do you call banned? And I'm like, well, maybe, but all that would do is promote Tron back into its openness and everywhere. And I'd much rather lose a fast game to a red deck the inevitable loss to a Tron deck. That's the reason I stopped competing in leagues. I used to play with 2 leagues a day for years. That's why y'all know me. This deck across from us is the main reason I stopped. I just got so tired of flicker loops and, you know, making 80% of your sideboard slanted towards it, and it still would lose here and there to it, you know, or like 50-50. It was just like, wow. I'm kind of alone in that camp. Everybody's focused on artifacts and red now, and still a problem. I'd get rid of Flicker, Ephemerate, and Snap. I love Snap myself, but it's just too much cheat and magic with those cards. Watch, then they start playing Rewind. And it is true. It's not really a problem now because red has really kept it in the dust. But all right, this is getting frustrating. Now we can't attack. If you're a fan of the show, please don't play this against me. If you see me in the what do you call, just the queue, and you want to challenge me on the show, it's just, I could beat Tron with a variety of decks. It's just, God, it's such a slow prodding, like, put you to sleep list. I just don't, for the entertainment value, I just don't like it. A lot of reasons I don't like it. Yeah, I've had some bad dreams of Denrova horror, returning my pillow to the floor. Doesn't even let me sleep well. At least we can journey the Stonehorn here. I doubt they have a 1-mana answer. Best draw here is a top deck and Ephemerate. That way we could both journey and Mulldrifter refill our hand. All right. There's a lot of spells they can have here. Let me lead off with Journey. See if we can grab that Stonehorn, stop it from bouncing around with Ephemerate tricks. Might not still work. They can just let this resolve and then Ephemerate. That'd be pretty nasty. So they'll tell us if they have it for sure. Okay, they don't have Ephemerate. Alrighty. I think I'll just develop here. Drop a dude. We can't attack. Chimpskey, not really. That sounds very mid-rangey and what I'm trying to avoid here. So I'm not surprised it's black with a splash of green with you for sure. I'm sure it's a great deck. I would really like to run into red. Okay. Hopefully, I think a lot of lists run up to 2 Stonehorns, sometimes just a single. Hopefully we can turn back on our attack engine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top deck Negate would be really good here. Just hard cast a Mulldrifter and go for it. Pauper is really the come into play format when it comes to creatures for sure. Our opponent loots. Yeah, Butterghost. It's just they don't call it that. Glitter Affinity is definitely accurate. If they lost the Myr Enforcer and Frogmite, they would probably come to the same conclusion. Never really understood. I took that to like, I think I won 5 out of 7 leagues back to back to back. And the 2 that I didn't, it was like a 4-1. I mean, I've got the video on it, and I was just really surprised. There were a few people that really tried to go for it with that list, but maybe it was a little too different for people. I don't know. I always met with success with it. Orum's Cure is a really good card right now if you're playing anything with planes. If you've got 6 or more planes, it's such a good card. Yep, here we go. I always like bringing that in with my Thopter list, which I will show everybody in just a little bit. We'll be playing that within the month, I promise. Everybody's been asking for it, but even though we played it pretty recently, but I know a lot of streamers sometimes they'll play the same list for like 3 weeks with tiny little tweaks here and there. So not against it. I tend to try to keep the variety up. But Obscura is just so nasty against red games 2 and 3. You know, you drop some lifelink out and they zap it with a bolt, and you're like, nope. For no mana, I will protect this thing, even from a flame slash. Oh, is this a Goliath Paladin? Nope, another Dignitary. And if you thought it was boring before, we've got Ghostly Flicker and another Stonehorn showing up. Woo! Said no one. Yeah, I've got to build with that Cryptomancer, and I have to build with, there's that Phyrexian 1/1 with Death Touch, I think has a lot of space for design. I mean, you're getting a 1/1 flyer that can kill anything in the format for 1 mana. It's like, I forget, Battle something. It's in my little pile of like, don't forget about this. All right, this is why we like our little double colored sources. Well, never mind that. We're not going to be able to do anything, so let's just, we'll just cast this here. Could have played the Barrens and kept the wide open, but I'm not gonna. Bonk. We've got our own Mulldrifter. Yield through the turn. Tron should come with a complimentary Pello token, like, you know, like when you become the Monarch and it gives you a token, it should just have a Pello, like, oh, sorry, I have Ghostly Flicker and the thing. Go wash your car and do a load of laundry and come back and see all your permanents returned. Battlefield Swarm, thank you for that, Chimpskey. You are on it to date. And Butter Ghost with the propaganda hype. Appreciated, my friends. Good to have you with us. All right, Impulse, going to close out the show. I'm about to scoop here, even though it looks like we've got a pretty good board. We all know I don't. He's one graveyard trick away from shutting the door. You forgot grocery shopping. Yeah. I have done some interesting things in leagues going back years. We used to, at our old house, we had a mailbox pretty far away. It took a good minute to get there and back. And I used to check the mail, and I'd come back in, see that they were still doing their thing. Then I'd make a new pot of coffee, come back in, check, yep, still on the stack. Go to the restroom, maybe see what's coming up on TV, go back in, yeah, still going on, do like 2 dishes. Okay, now it's my turn. I've had a lot of those outings there. Let me write in the thing to bring in Macabre. Although, again, a lot of times that's just not enough. Don't want to overboard, but especially with mystical teachings in-house here, might be good to kind of sort of interact here. Yeah, let's just scoop here, guys. This is boring and inevitable. All right, let's go. Boop. So these are going to be useless, as are, I'm going to bring out our artifact stuff. Fracture is not going to be needed. I do want to bring in all of this stuff, so let's see if we can make room for this. I've got to lose 1 card. Missionary is probably a goner. Probably, I want to keep those. Let's make room for 2 Dust to Dust just for some disruption. I don't want to overboard. Dawnbringer and Macabre are quite a few answers for the graveyard. We're so heavily slanted towards red, if you're wondering where the Hydroblast and stuff like that. We just have so much red hate that got to be flexible about the rest of it there. So anyway, that's how I'm thinking. Godhead's not that great of a draw here, especially getting rid of half of our dudes. Might consider if we get to go a game 3 that we side out 1 or 2 of those. All right, we got early stuff going on. I like this hand. We'll keep it. Bit flooded. I think I'm going to Island Preordain, Island hold up Negate just to try to stultify their opening here if they're you know, really leaning on like maybe a crop rotation or something early, energy refractor. That's my thinking anyway. Considered playing Lorien Revealed in this list and then stop considering it. We've got the Mulldrifter Ephemerate engine for that, and our man is pretty solid. Boink. All right. Well, we like that. We'll say bottom on this and top on this. Man, Preordain is such a good card. There's a line. There's a map. That would have been nice to negate. You never know, though. Maybe they just have it, and that's just extra stuff, and then you're wasting a spell sort of thing. All right. Next turn, we'll drop that bridge and start doing things. We got a turn 4 Mulldrifter with Ephemerate refill. We want to really drop that bridge down, pass. Keep my finger off of F6. Love the grotto. Love me some grotto. Probably in the top lists of stuff I didn't think I'd see today. Haven't seen Tron in quite a while, and it's been a very nice while. We'll play this and pass. We'll probably be using our negate this turn. Definitely that Mulldrifter Ephemerate feels like a good decision tree. Oh, my youngest is so funny. How we went out to dinner for the last time as a family, at least in October. You know, son will be back from Washington for the holidays probably, but we were out and, you know, he's Aaron. I'm talking about my youngest. Yet to really have a girlfriend and blah blah blah. So there was this girl in his class that ate a lot. I forget which character from Attack on Titan eats a lot. It was just this weird trait this one person had in Attack on Titan. I forget her name, but he used it to like hit on her, and it worked. And they got their first date coming up, so I'm happy for him. His big brother was like, "Dude, you got to do this, this, and this," and I was like, "Just be yourself, kiddo." She obviously speaks Aaron, so let's try the thing. We got the Ephemerate trick too, sucker. Evoke. Let's pretend that we drew into it, so they think we're the talented master. That be true. I almost hit OK there. Everybody in the world knows what's coming. Bloop. My goodness, this guy's trying to lull us to sleep, isn't he? And we have played a land, I believe, yeah. One of my fans, I do have a little bit of a stutter with my mouse, if you'll notice, because I have my PC set to quiet mode so that the fan doesn't make much noise. I've got to find some sort of mix of performance and the other thing. But for now, I'm fine with a little bit of a hiccup here and there, as long as you don't hear in the background. So I keep meaning to call the company and find some like little hybrid setting that mixes the two. I barely notice it, but some of you do. Oh boy. It's the Hurry Up and Wait show with special guests. I don't even know if I want to pull this off. I guess we need cards. Let's do it. We have Negate in hand. 18 versus 20 life, big deal. Our mana's all right, so we'll probably just throw a bunch of lands in our yard here. Okay. We've got that or that. Let's Preordain first. I said Preordain. My goodness, what is happening here? Preordain. Hello. Oh, we're on our upkeep. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody needs more coffee. And Chimpskey with the truth there. Upkeep. Yeah, all right. I'm a dummy. All right, we like that. See, bottom top. Good scenario. We've got ways to do stuff. We've got double that. Somewhat there. I'll just thin out our list a little bit more here. Go get a basic plane out of the deal. Yep, I'm a newbie. That might be the first time I've ever been called that when it comes to Magic. I'm an old bee, if that's a thing. Wow, we got Godhead for days. We'll throw out a Cove here. Don't really need the mana. I mean the life. We'll start playing our lands like we mean it. Untapped, ready to go. Right off the boat. Woo! Let's see how I can make that Mulldrifter a 3/3 for the low price of 3 mana. Bad move, Central. All right. We've already got Tron, big surprise. They gain 9 life. So I just pulled out Mono Brown, 88 commons only ramp deck. Look down at my bodies to ramp into. I wonder how much these are actually playable in Pauper, says Mind Stab Throw. Which one's we talking about? Well, let's get rid of that. I said, oh, okay, all right. Oh, we'll get rid of Godhead too. How's that? There we go. Mulldrifter keeping us very wealthy when it comes to hand size. Drawing 8 more cards than our opponent, but it doesn't seem to matter. They have 8 times the mana. And they are in control of every color, thanks to the grotto. Now, what to counter, what to counter. Down comes Mulldrifter. Oh, the Mnemonic Wall. Alrighty. Well, let's use our Macabre now. Boop. Bink, bink. Hello, Governor. I'll throw that in a Journey Jail. Hopefully draw another Macabre here. Can never have enough against Tron. I know Sid Rankin is super good at playing around that. Watch some of his videos. I am quite out of practice. You're going to make a big investment. I'd try to find something with hexproof that's huge. Maybe that shark. I feel like I missed something there. I guess not. All right, let's journey here. Feel pretty good with double negate in hand. Trying to keep things honest. That's a lot of life to overcome. Got that coffee steam nose drip. Sorry about that. All right, let's go. On to Yusa. Boink. Does it work? Let's see. First negate showing up. What is this? Ghostly flicker. Won't lie, this feels really good. 2 mana, please. Yep, there we go. No soup for you. And we attack. Yeah. Only 15 more moves. And we got him. At this rate. Really want to see a Preordain or one of our hate bears show up. Even though it's susceptible to removal. Since we can only get rid of one card, I will consider playing this. Exile target card from a graveyard. There's no better target than a flicker. Preemptive strike. We can hold back negate. Our mana's feeling pretty good here. There's some Drake. It's a 3/3 from Plane Shift that I considered playing in this. It's a 3/3 flyer that I think it returns a permanent. And you obviously being a Godhead target. And Chimpskey, I love it. Today, join us at Snooze Fest, the world's sleepiest festival. A slow drive, codeine, low, slow core deluxe. With decks that take 5 minutes to do one thing. It's Tron, everyone. That feels good. Alrighty, well, might as well do this. We will remove a card from a graveyard. This one, please. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Been listening to the Oppenheimer soundtrack like non-stop. Really like that. I think that composer's from your neck of the woods, Chimpskey. No idea where that phrase came from. Neck of the woods. It's like a neck and woods and forestry have nothing to do with each other. It's very strange. No. Get. 2, 4, 5, 6. Thornwood Falls showing up. All right. Probably need to nab an Ephemerate and just be able to grab that Mystical Teachings out of the yard. It's kind of the game here, depending on what I draw. I think I got a Macabre, that Teachings. They're at 1 card, so. Oh, American Prometheus. Yeah, the one it was based on. How is it? Pretty good? Not what I wanted to draw. Out of counter magic, I'm going to just play this now. I mean, this costs, yeah, that's 6, so he's got 2, 4, 6, but he's going to have to use one of them for that, so this is kind of our opening here. I'll grab a Plane Shift. And we will discard this to get rid of that, and how about one of our own? Sure. Point. I don't know if that's worthy of a Godhead there. I'm going to just wait on that. We've already shown double negates, implying we have more. You like it? It'd be strange to be a character like that. Just when you look back, like Alan Turing or somebody like of that, or Tesla right now, or Elon, I should say, just to have that much weight as far as, like, you know, impact on a world. Like, I bet that gets pretty heavy. And poor Tesla, in his case, he didn't really even know. I mean, I'm sure he knew at some point, but the impact... We'd probably be 30 or 40 years away from doing what we're doing here on Twitch and having laptops and computers and everything else if it wasn't for him. I mean, that dude, Michael Faraday, obviously Newton. They say he's probably the smartest, Isaac Newton. Of all the big brains in the room, whenever they kind of come to a consensus vote, everybody kind of has to yield. They're like, yeah. He came up with a problem that had no solution, so he just invented calculus. Pretty badass. I'm going to Godhead here, and then we'll try the other one next turn. Oh, that's a good rap. Ludwig. Well, yeah, but I mean, given his moniker there named Chimpskey, I'm pretty sure he's a lot closer to your origins, right? At least when I saw some documentary on him when he did the, I think it was the Boba Fett soundtrack for Disney. Or no, it's Mandalorian, that's what it was. All right, we'll just keep pretending like we have Negate. I really do, if he wants to use a spell on that, I'm fine. Who knows, maybe they have Cannonade and they had to get rid of it because of our choices here. One of my favorite cartoons of the 90s was The Tick. And they had this one inventor that was mad at history because everything had been invented. And so he goes back in time, I forget how, and he kidnaps every inventor, including the person that discovered the wheel. It was a very funny episode. Spoon! Yep, mine stabbed through old nose. I got to meet the creator of that the first time I moved to LA, and the first job I had, he was being interviewed, and that was my best version of Starstruck. All right, I'm almost going to quit here, guys. One, this guy's playing so slow. Probably beat him on time, but we're not that much far ahead, but just for the show quality. Don't want everybody falling asleep and needing Giga Drowse. I wonder if all Tron players are sadists. I'm joking, of course. It's like, I could kill this person, or I could water torture them with these drip drops for the rest of their lives. Yeah, I think I'll do the latter. Sure. We'll play this out. Just want to keep the implication we either have a Macabre or a Negate in hand. Which is why I'm going to hold down the fort. I see a wall or some other shenanigans with the graveyard. It's Scoopsville for me. I ain't too proud. I'll do it. I'll take an L. What is this new devilry? What do we have going on? Come on, come on. Nothing. Okay. That was interesting. They forgot that they didn't have mystical teachings in the yard. Who knows? Maybe they're just staring at a land. Of course, the one deck card they have gets them everything. Ephemerate's in the hand. I'm scooping, guys. This is so boring, I'm about to pass out. I'm going to go get some coffee. We'll be right back for the next round. After I'll go to the Changeling one. Enjoy. Courtesy of Comedy Bang Bang.
You are right, my friend. You are damn right. Dr. J Skyhook. 3 points.
Oh, damn.
Good.
You should join the NBA, Scott.
You really think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, first game, Scott?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I've never even held a basketball.
There's a basketball right there. Don't be nervous. They only drafted me because I can dunk.
But you...
A donut. Hey, could you toss me a water?
No problem. O.J. Simpson goes back to pass.
3 points? Scott, you should play in the NFL.
Well, okay. Hey, so tell me the truth. How do you hold on to that ball?
You wanna know a secret? It's fun to fumble.
I thought so.
Hey, rookie, time to suit up.
Hey now, that's a mean whistle. You should be a referee.
I'm kind of a professional athlete. But okay.
Here's your whistle. Careful, it's dirty.
Hey, watch this. Dr. J drops back for a skyhook. 3 points.
Whoa, young blood. Where did you learn to shoot a can like that? Did you ever consider being a janitor?
Okay. Oh, hey, Eric. Hot enough for you?
Whoa, Scott. That was a great question. You ought to be a talk show host.
Okay.
And we're back. While we're waiting, I was going to show you guys the Thopter list that I've been competing a lot with. Here we go. So yeah, this is just Life Central, Vigilance Central. We've got all 4 of these. The Cat, the Umbra. You'll notice a lack of the first strike. What is that called? The 1-drop. I keep wanting to say Ephemerate, but it's, you know, it's the first strike with counts the number of enchantments. But I found that I like Bone Splitter better in that spot. It's just always there when you kind of have those hollow draws and you're stuck with like 1 Ornithopter late game, and you can double equip there, and then the four brutes here. But I went down to 16 lands on this beast. 4 of them these beauties. But yeah, we've got life gain, life gain, life gain. I technically count this again, so you know that's 16. Wait, no. Yes. And then, you know, the glitter package, and then the double package here. Sideboard, though, for this one, this is so key against red these days, because, you know, you drop your Healer's Hawk first turn, maybe an Ornithopter, and you're vulnerable. And then they sit there and they use their Lightning Bolt turn, and you just tap your creature and save it. So, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this one. But anyway, off we go. Here we are. Yes. That's the one, Ethereal Armor. Yeah, I had that one in there forever. Just found it was kind of a win more card in that list. We're going to mulligan this. Definitely times when it's great, but there are so many times you draw it and there's only 1 critter out, and it only gives a 1/1 at that point. And because it's not so much an enchantment deck, we'll keep this. I guess we'll get rid of this might be burn, so we'll lose a bridge here. See, done. We'll keep them guessing with a storefront move here in case we top deck into a basic. Go grab. Let's see. I guess an island's the call. There we are. And I really liked going from 17 to 16 lands in that one. Really didn't feel it. But yeah, that's the one I've been having a good old time with. Let's just get our lands right here. Make them nice and even. Go get a plains. Pass the turn. We see red across from us, so usually any deck that has access to red, that's their removal spell. So even though it's not mono red, it should be pretty prominent here. We're going to definitely want to bring in our Dust to Dust. Here we are. Let's see a spell snare this. All right, we'll bring out our own bridge as we cast our dude. Boop, Galina's Night. You know the metagame's crazy when people are playing this, right? Jolson Joel. We're probably sitting on triple Galvanic Blast. They're like, damn it, what's going on? I guess we can just Missionary Ephemerate if we need to. Or if they mess with it, you know, they're probably so eager to kill something, right? Come on, just show me Godhead here. All right, all right. We'll keep this simple. Play this out. Go up to 26 and attack. It would really been neat to just top deck the combo there, but oh well. Yep. That is some crazy acceleration, cleansing wildfire. I have quite a few brews that I haven't shared with you guys with that. It's just such low-hanging fruit, you know. It's such an obvious, great combo. I'm always after those ones where people are like, whoa, haven't seen that before. That and an extra mana, which is massive, in my opinion. Is this some sort of serpent variant, maybe? Huh. All right. Just to keep our attack going, oh man, this is a tight spot. All right, let's try and journey here just so we can keep up the 4 damage a turn thing. If it works, we'll see. Okay, cool. We've got a fire blast. Okay, attack. All right, we will attempt to ephemerate here. Either using a counter spell or more removal is fine with me. Tough decision here. If you draw into more removal, do you use it? I think the standard logic on that is 4 wildfires, 2 gambits, and lists that run it. There's the Elementalist. More Graveyard Love. These decks are pretty close behind Tron that way. Same sort of engine. It's a bit fairer with when it's a creature based and it's not some flicker loop, but I'm sure there are. Their Razortide Bridge isn't too far behind. Oh, interesting. Guess they're going to go find their white basic and then start ephemerating the hell out of things. Yeah, we're just going to journey here and keep smacking. So we do not want that thing blinking around. Yep, just gotta ephemerate. I guess you could call this Azorius Ephemerate, but it's not really the point of the deck. It's just a nice little side engine. Okay, well, got to pay our dues. Really don't know. We run 23 lands, people, and our deck's fighting us right now, so it's frustrating. Would have been happy to lose that Lone Missionary had we had the 4th mana, because then I wouldn't have used Ephemerate on it to accelerate into it. I figured we would just top deck one, but oh well. Another slow mid-range kind of deck. Exactly, Chimpskey, which is why I hope you don't take offense. I did not want to see your mid-range list. It'd be nice to run into like just a Buzzsaw Red with that name ticket goblin and such. Sure, more cheating. These cards I don't mind too much. It's the blink effects that really get abusive. It's 4 mana. You should be able to do something like that, you know. Well, that's a spell spot, isn't it? Yep. Really need our combo to show up. Getting trounced in the mana acceleration department. Yeah. That's the bright side. And then Chimpskey, that's right. We will draw our combo. Come on now. As they just prohibit it, right? I said... Oh, I'm tired of this. Let's go. Evoke. Give me some damn lands. Always get in the habit of clicking on the evoke word first if you're new to Mulldrifter, or to Pauper for that matter. Oh my god. Maybe I should play 30 lands and see how badly screwed we get. I'm just going to attack into this. I don't care if Billy Idol dies. Evoke Rage. Speaking of rage and Rage Against the Light, my son, my oldest, when he was visiting, he was just drop dead tired from traveling across the entire United States solo. And so our father-son film is Interstellar. We watch that almost every time. We have some, about once a year. Such a good movie. It got so much better than I even remembered it. All right, this is Ephemerate I'm scooping. Concede. Just Ephemerate. All right. Got quite a bit of hate here. We just can't overdo it because we still need our combo to really come through here. So we're going to bring in 8 cards. All of the dust to dusts. All of these. I think I'll just keep the 2 of those. I'll lose the missionary package altogether. Maybe go down to 1. I'll get rid of all of them. Want to keep our hate bears. Don't really need guardian. Gotta get rid of 2 more cards. I'll lose a Mulldrifter. The journey. Let's go. Yeah, if you were thinking of like really broad generic terms, you could probably put Jeskai Ephemerate under a Tron window, or just call them Ephemerate Flicker decks. That would be a lot more accurate. Still be really strong lists without those cards. I mean, obviously neutered quite a bit, but not to that point where they just get blatantly unfair. We can only hope that their removal plan's all red and they don't have much else to focus on. What's neat about lists like this, I don't run very many enchantments, not too many artifacts. So it's kind of hard to hate us out. Similar to last week where we've got a little bit of artifacts, a little bit of enchantments. I just got a really good idea. I need to write this down. Just a sec. This is what inspiration looks like, not the card. Got it. All right. I'm going to keep this because of our early negates. I can maybe keep them off acceleration, and hopefully we just draw a Preordain and find some hate here nice and early. Let's see. Come on, come on. Even a dust to dust here would be pretty nice, right? Okay. All right. Let's draw some stuff. Either our hate bears, dust to dust. Apprehensive turn. We will negate. Oh, okay. Guess they don't have it. That's the plan. Mind stab, at least for now, depending if until we draw something relevant. Well, that's pretty relevant. Let's hope it sticks. I'm going to wait around. Bloop. Boy, that's a loud bird. Good counter. Nope. Nope. Nope for the third time. Man, I need a haircut. My hair is really long for me. Sun always laughs when I say that. When I can just pinch it, it's too long. About a day away from being able to pinch it. Don't mind seeing the island here. Really fixing up our mana base. You know what? Let's play that cleric. Just get a little bit of pressure, right? That is a nice target for them to get, so let's get rid of it. Oop. Cleric's not really worth killing. We could make it a 2/4, but that'd be pretty dumb. Island is land. That'd be a funny, like, Jeopardy question. It's the only land that is land. That doesn't even make sense. Never mind. Anybody remember the Jeopardy show? I still have that all locked and loaded. It's just such a United States thing that other countries, I don't think, get it. Very, very famous game shot here. Maybe the most famous. It sure does, Mind Staff Troll. It sure does. Well, we've got a whole heap of pressure. Opponent's only got 20 turns. Let's get some more mana, right? Cycle this into a island. Play it. Pass. Be sad. Let's do boop. This here. Doink. Is Butterghost still in the house? I think they were our game show Jeopardy champion, if I remember right. We had an Oromancer versus a Necromancer versus... forget what that third one was. Okay, can't do much about that, but we can double cast a Negate for the Ephemerate coming up. We all know what's happening. Draw 2. Sometimes I don't have it. There's new art for Negate I keep meaning to get. I think I have like 30 Negates over the years. There's so many of them. I always like to show off how old I am, so I'm like, I'll go with the M10 version. It's got to be one of the most like alternate art option cards there is. All right, we'll let that go, and we'll negate the Ephemerate again. No creature for you. No extra cards for you. I tell you, it's impossible for me or my wife to sneak up with that new car. It's just got a distinctive noise. You're of 30 years or older on the planet, you can I think you're very used to the sound of cars, and your brain just naturally kind of tunes it out. Whereas these new every new electric car out there has a new sound, and you're like, what the hell is that? Like, our neighbor got a new one recently too. That just sounds like a ghost. It's very eerie. All right, well, I'm just going to hardcast this, man. No tricks involved. Let's go. They tried to cheat it. We'll show them how to play a Mulldrifter honestly. Come on, let me get like a Plains and an Ephemerate, just so I've got backup plan. Plains, Ephemerate, go! Whoosh. All right, well, halfway there. We'll get a Plains out of the deal. Get very honest looking mana base. Here we go. Slow opponents, slow decks, but I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. Here we go. Coming on in, Governor. I know, dust the crap out of this guy. I know, it'd be nice to draw it. Now, if I top deck a Dust to Dust, that might be the right play to evoke the Mulldrifter, trying to bait out a counter and then go for it. But yeah, Red Elemental Blast pretty good against our combo, but you've got to get the creature. But you can also nab the steel, so it's not all that amazing versus red games 2 and 3, but always been one of my little pet decks. So. Uh-oh, this just got really ugly. However, If we do top deck a really good spell here, they're probably going to want to counter that journey no matter what, and then we can really go to town. Probably attack their red base. I did not know that Mind Stab Throw. Pretty funny. Okay. They get a birdie out of the deal. We're going to journey no matter what here. Very good probability. If we don't hit a land, we can with a Mulldrifter. We've got this window. Are we going to hit a basic? Yeah. Two. And what basic do we hit? All right, we'll cast a Mulldrifter. Come on, basic. Let's go. Very happy to see that. Of course, this is probably a spell snare move, but not going to stop me. At least we have air defense. Come on, work, damn it. It worked. Woo! They've only got 17 turns left. How will you ever withstand the might of the Dawnbringer Cleric? Said no one ever. That was an L. Won the first game against Glitter Affinity. Lost a very boring snooze fest. Actually, we gave up against Tron. This is Tron's little or big brother, depending on your perspective. Oh, boy. Sure glad there's not two of those out there. Need a lot of cards to show up here. We could make our Mulldrifter unblockable, but we've already seen Scred and company, so I don't want to lean on anything blue. Come on, Dust to Dust, just show up. Even Ephemerate, something. Come on. Something. Let's go. All right. I like it. Boop, 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 boom. Crunch, crunch. Dust to dust. Red. We'll bring this out. Should I attack? I think it's better to just be a blocker here. They can block, kill our Mulldrifter, and then just reset with the Mystics. Such a cool card. I'm so glad this is in the format. Remember when this was broke? That was the very first deck I played was Bird Storm, I think was what I called it. Neat little list. We're getting outvalued here, folks. We're up a card, or we were. Now we're not. Four ciders a day. Yeah, let's make a card for Shiraz. He could be the cider mage. It just shows some old wizard leaning by a tree, a few one too many, and he's like tapped into the sap or something. Maybe he's got an IV going. Straight to nature's roots. There's a Cipher Mage and a Cider Mage. One's a lot more fun than the other. I have to say this, forget the expansion, that eyeball there, but it's probably my least favorite expansion symbol. It looks a little too big, too. Oh, for a holy day. Cidermancer. I don't know what sounds better, Cider Mage or Cidermancer. Well, we didn't draw dead there, but we don't really have much going on here, and we're just sitting behind this avalanche of advantage. Need one of our hate bears to show up. Calciderm. Oh, interesting. Yeah, cider. And boy, this is like a English lesson here in the chat. All these wordsmiths going at it. Calciderm. Calciderum. Calciderum. Say it like that. I just cast a Calciderum. Golly. When my son got marooned in Arkansas, he was pretty shell-shocked at just the, oh boy, I really wish I could do something about this, but I can't. Just how slow everything was. Every channel had like some proselytizing priest on, even though it wasn't Sunday. Everything was closed. Just quiet. However, he said Tennessee was just gorgeous. He loved driving through Tennessee. He was like, that was so picturesque. So, Sedimentar enters the battlefield, create 2 cider food tokens. Should make like fermentation tokens, right? Well, we got Macabres for days. Deck's not doing much of anything against this list here. Definitely outclassed. We've got interesting answers. We just we had a hate bear early. We didn't cite any of them out. Might have meant the difference, because that'd be 4 a turn unblockable with gaining life. As it sits now, the bird army is going to have our number all too soon. That Mulldrifter is pretty vulnerable. I think they're just afraid of an Ephemerate trick here. Probably waiting for maybe a backup. Okay. I want them to wildfire me at this point. I remember that Bugs Bunny line. What a maroon. I'm sure Bugs Bunny would get canceled here in the States now. Too offensive. Insert huge eye roll by me if you can't see me on the camera. All right, let's see what we got here. What's our opponent going to show us? Every time I hit dismiss all... Oh, okay. It was the red elemental blast. Every time I do that, I'm like, oh, wait, I got it. And right when it shows up, I'm like, I don't get the advantage, but I guess I can just memorize it. Sorry for these very molasses games, these last two. With our opponents and us. All right, that's enough lands for the rest of my life, please. Yeah, we're really behind here. I think I'm going to scoop here, guys. If we top deck a hate bear, we've already seen the counter for it, so we'd have to wait for a hate bear, negate, have to be in that order. So that's okay. Well, that opens the door a little bit. I'm going to start getting in here. Got the graveyard covered in spades. They might know me though and know that I go pretty heavy in the paint with the Macabre, so maybe they just took out their graveyard suite and just fly aggro maybe? Who knows? Hate bear and negate bear. Friends from the beginning. Wow. 3 of those now. Damn. It's a cool list. Every time I run into that. It's just match. Perfect little match there, boy. Every spell gets make a 1/1 flyer. That's pretty awesome. No relation to Quadratic Hawk. Wiggy bear. About to scoop here, guys. This is getting very inevitable. Only hope is that they already used their blast, but it's probably because they drew another one. I'll just see what we draw here and then it's scoop. Regular Twitch folks are out. Yeah, still got the numbers, but a lot of new blood, I guess. Who knows? All right. Concede. I'm doing all right in the bladder department. Let's just roll on through and hope we don't run into some crazy slow list again. It's 2 out of 2. If I see a Tron land, I might just apologize and scoop. I just don't want to bore you to death. Really would like to see a something speedy. So anyway, this is my little Thopter list I like to compete with. Audrey's dad. I played them a lot. I haven't seen them in a while. Maybe they took a hiatus. PauperRBust. Still here. All right. Okay. Yeah, we got our combo in hand. We'll keep this. A little clunky on the mana, but that's the price you get for trying to hit both colors every single time on turn 2. Keep. Since we need a land, I think I'm going to lead off with Cove. All right. It's not red again. Unfortunate. I hope this is a basic, because if it is, we'll have a nice turn 2 Galina. Not that great against swamps, though. All right. Oop, there we go. I wish Marrow Shards was legal. Need like a holy light there. Coroni, it's tough on Saturdays with 5 kids and a workload behind. I catch it on YouTube when I can't make the Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Ahoy! All right. Some sort of like a Black Garden variant, maybe. I guess we'll Preordain here. I think that Negate's going to be pretty good. I'll say bottom top. Let's fix some stuff up here. Boop. I guess island here. Bonk. Cheerio. Off we go. Always like the art in this Tranquil Cove, though. That'd be a really good, like, swimming spot, you know. Be pretty intimidating to swim on some of these worlds. All these huge krakens in the water and stuff. Sharks are bad enough here in the real world, but mono black food could be. Right now the plan is a night Preordain Cove go. Wait, no, I can't do that. Uh-oh. Well, our unblockability might come through here. I think I ran into this list last night by a different player. It's a bold move, isn't it? All right. Well, if it survives, we'll be able to sneak through and grab the Monarch. Okay. This isn't boding well. This looks like one of those kill everything lists, and we're ready for that with red. It's the gamble you take with this style. So hopefully we just draw a basic here so we can hold up a Negate. Save it for a turn at least. That's a bold move. Okay, like that. Bring this out. And we've got counter backup here. 1 Negate. Problem is they probably have 2, maybe even 3 spells that kill it. Let's just hope it's not an instant EOT so they draw into it. What do we got? What do we got? Is this Guess Verdict or something? Okay. Let that go. Tempted to counter it. Very tempted. Okay, suggest they either have a creature or a removal. I'd really like them to use a removal here. Unless I top deck a basic again. Okay, good. We have answers for this. Negate. Point. Yeah, you're right, Chimpskey. God, we have really, except for the first dude, this has been a very slow day. Guess when the meta moves so fast, everybody moves to those like inevitable lists that can gain a lot of life and such. So here I was thinking I was going to time it right with all the red we've been seeing, and of course, I joked around with Aaron this morning before he left for work. I was like, you know what? I'm playing that pro red list. I go, I bet we don't see a mountain all day, and well, we did see a mountain, but my goodness. Let's preordain here. Okay, we got creatures. I like that. I think I'm going to go top on this because we've just seen so much hatred here. Top. I'll still lead out with our dude here. We've got the Valkadin right behind it. Is it Vedalken or Valkadin? Don't even answer. I won't remember. I'll say it both ways every other day. You've been keeping up on AI news. There's some really scary stuff that's been happening this last week. Vedalken. I believe so. I think that's how I usually say it. Sounds about right. Are they finally out of removal? God, it'd be nice to know a negate was coming, but we just stocked up on creatures because of that Chainer's Edict there. 2, 4, 5. Guess they think they can block. I'm going to go for it with the Godhead here. Uh-oh, maybe not. Yowza. My kingdom for a red deck, please. Do I have to waste one of these to make them pop? I think I do. Bye-bye, 2 cards. Technically, we get 3 of their permanents out of the deal. Not really. I mean, if the Kalhani Gardens left at the same rate as the tokens, maybe that logic would be sound. But he's probably like, why would he do that? It's about the only way this works is if they give me too much credit. Mind stab with the deep Street Fighter logic. Very nice. I guess I could have had Ephemerate there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm just going to play my missionary here. I don't want to walk half of our combo into that Chainer's Edict that's just waiting for us. So get our life up again, and maybe this eats Edict. Who knows? You know, I wonder if Kenku, 2 Kenku in this, like it needs to get more expensive, right? It does feel like it needs a little plan B other than Guardian of the Guildpact, which is kind of plan A. Kenku. Cool. Thorn control, I guess, right? Might scoop here. Kenku is such a neat, well-designed card. I love how it just has an anti-edict effect built in. Just like, here, take this little dork. He did all the heavy lifting. Like this quite a bit. I'm just going to cast it. We know it's not going to live a turn, so might as well get some value out of the deal. Bonk. Cast it. Okay, more removal. Alrighty, there we go. 2 cards closer to scooping. See what we draw next turn. Yeah, Ephemerate, be nice if it showed up. There's so much spot removal. We haven't seen a single one yet. We're almost halfway through our list. Frustrating. Apologies to Audrey's dad. This hasn't been very competitive yet. No, I didn't evoke it. I hardcast it. I didn't really see the point. At least ask for a one for one trade, and I get 2 cards in the interim. Isn't that funny? What a neat universe this is. I'm playing a blue draw deck, and they're playing black, and they've drawn more cards. It's a neat era, I tell you. Uh-oh. Something huge comes this way. The troll to shut the door. I like that troll. It's a pretty good, well-designed card. Anything with evasion, I'm a fan of. Okay, this isn't so bad. We've got Edict Proof. Gain a whole bunch of life here. We'll pretend that we have a counterspell. We'll throw this here. And we might be able to... Who am I kidding? They got 6 cards in their hand. We've seen just about every black removal spell there is, and we're playing a pro-red list. It's the gamble you take. And so far, we bet on red, and the roulette wheel has only shown us black. Ooh, sure, of course. It's Scoopsville, guys. Let's go get some answers for this if we have any. Garden. Wonder if Audrey's dad is any good at Magic. We'll bring both these in. Don't think we're going to need much of anything else. Yeah, we don't really have all that many answers, do we? Got to keep all our creatures. Ephemerate's good. Well, probably lose a missionary. Yeah, missionaries again. Even though we've seen edicts, I think that's the right call. Let's do our superstitious shuffle. Do some stuff like this. Bring over the Dawnbringer here. And we'll throw a Preordain between the journeys because that always works. Let's go. It does today. Normally doesn't. I mean, we haven't seen any red decks, so it's like casting it into just the unknown, right? Yes. Alrighty. No creatures. We know that they have a lot of removal. But we do have Ephemerate. We do have a Preordain. We've got early... let's mulligan this. We need some more critters. Keep here. A lot better. I'll probably lead with Dawnbringer just to have edict-proof food. We'll keep this. We will lose a Preordain. As much as it pains me to do so, done. With a few hands, I would lose a Preordain knowing what our opponent is on, right? Alrighty. Let's lean on Cove first. Just in case they've got some green mana, 1 removal spell bridge variant. Very unlikely. Nature's Claim right out of the gates. Who knows? Yeah, it's going to be very hard to stick in this matchup. This is when I need like bodyguard backup and everything else. So we're probably on our way to another loss here. Only beat all that glitters. If any of people in the chat want to fire up a red deck and be ready so we can at least finish the show with a little bit of a lesson and trying to illustrate a point, and it ain't working. Top. Make sure to do this first. So I at least get our negate. I'll lead out with a cleric. At this stage, it can at least stay away from a defile for a little bit. Oh, a little land screwed, eh? They don't have the power of Preordain like we do. That's a damn good question, Mindstab Throll. I remember the Mountain Yeti. I would say black. Yeah, Ultra Volcarine, that's a good side note, but as far as just like hard words go, not any sort of tricks, just attached to creatures, I think it's black. There's quite a few black cards that have protection from black. And by quite a few, I don't mean that. I mean very few, but a lot more than others. Cemetery Gate. I can't think of the other. I think there's 2 others. That is weird, though. What a weird try, right? It's like, I'm going to be protected from myself, I tell you. We don't have the combo in hand, so I'm just going to play this. Let's gain 2 life. Yeah, White's got a lot of little loopholes. That's true. Not bad, not bad. Let's look into this. Okay. I really need mana here. I'm going to say bottom. Got 3 creatures in our hand. Can we see a land, please? All right. Let's bring this out and hope. Bonk. I'll attack with Dawnbringer. There's just so much removal. I think I'm miles away from playing that Steel of the Godhead out. What did we see? 4 different removal spells last game, all in black. Oh, Rakdos list, eh? Let me guess. It has flexible removal with black. Walking right back into another trap. I'd kill the just see a tournament standard red list, because then it shows its goodness. Ooh, I kind of like this. Let's go for it. Screw it. Hiya. We'll protect it next turn. Attack. Why am I not playing the spell? Please let me untap. Swamp cycling. Okay. Okay. Oh, has it got double the file, I guess? Well, at least it cost him 2 cards for our 2 cards. Would have been so nice to be able to negate that second one. Let's see if we get lucky. Mulldrifty, let's go. Boop-a-doop-boop-boom. Come on, Ephemerate. At the time we really need it. Let's just see. Evoke and a basic. Come on now. We can do that. Evoke and basic. Almost. Oh well. Here we go. I'm just going to get this right. We still have Edict Math out. Double the file, so maybe they're running a little low. Who knows? Problem with them being land screwed means that they're just holding even more hatred. And we know it's not Deadly Dispute, or they'd get out of this jam a lot quicker. Cemetery Gate and Keeper of Cocos. Oh, red gets 7. What are the red protection from red decks or cards? That'd be a good Jeopardy category. It's got to be the same color, right? Oh, yeah. Sure, have 3 defiles. Oh, I've got it built, Mindstab. I've got a few gate decks around, lurking in the attic. I want this negate to work. I'm going to bring out a night pass, or attack pass. Just must out of Edict food range here. Never been a fan of counterspells that have a clause in them, like, Metallic Rebuke, that game 1. You got a card in your hand, it should do something, not have a little asterisks and exceptions. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Okay. Kind of want a Thorn to show up here so we can bust through it. Opponent with 5 mana. We have 5 mana. For some reason I thought they were more screwed than that. Oh well. Okay. This is one of our little bedrock lists. Played about once a year. Let's attack first. See if anything's going to work here. Attack. 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I just run out Mulldrifter. All right, we can finally negate something. A 4th defile. Jeez. All right, sure. I'm going to risk the Ephemerate trick here. I know they'll probably... Oops. When I screw that up. Need blue to cast that, please. Here we go. Doink. Doink. Do you get the feeling your opponent doesn't want you to get ahead? Yes. They're definitely keeping a good man down, I tell ya. Ephemerate. Come on. I'm glad I have next week off. There's been some bad beats today. I have 1-1, but yikes. Hopefully we win next round. It's like a murderer's row of bad lists against this list. Jesskai's one thing. That's kind of a meta game. Tron not so much. And we did get Glitter. But I guess you could say Blackguard's a pretty good card too there. Dang it. All right. Well, I've got an obvious journey target. Hopefully we can draw into something good here. Like a Mulldrifter into an Ephemerate. Reload our hand. Sit back on Negate. It'd be quite a leap of faith though. These are the kind of lists that my Thopter list just destroys. You just get protection from black, and there's just too many creatures, and they can eat the edicts, and it's very good times. All right. Let's mop up the floor a little bit here. Bloop. Very obvious target. His big old Thrasher. Down comes the island. Out comes the creature. This one will stick, I promise. Maybe, gosh, everybody wants to see it so much. Maybe I'll play it when I come back, because remember, there's no show next week. But it wouldn't make for a very good Halloween show. I like to play Swamps or Rakdos or something a little more on theme, but maybe the first week in November, so 3 weeks from now. Unless y'all are crazy bent on wanting to see it. I guess it doesn't have to be a evil theme show, but it is Halloween after all. A couple years back, and for quite a few years before that, I used to do the entire month of October was like Halloween shows, and I was quickly understanding the numbers were going like this. It's like, not everybody likes it as much as I do. It's just so hard to get my mind around. Make a Rakdos Thopter list for Halloween. Oh boy, this just got uglier. These kill-all lists are some of my favorite styles too. 8 rat and such. Yep. Bye-bye, everybody. Trying to trick me. That was interesting. Not what I needed to see. Dang, can't even attack into that now, huh? All right. Even a journey would have been nice there. Feels like they're out of removal, but I'm sure this will fix that. Yeah, gosh darn it, dispute. I gotta stop this. Too much card draw. Stop it. Still draw 1 card. Chimpskey says, Plank getting even with those evil vegetarians. I was listening to a nutritionist on a podcast the other day, and they were talking about how now they're being able to discover that plants actually can kind of scream, and when you smell cut grass, it's actually like a signal via the, what is that called? The mycelium. To kind of, it's almost like a screaming red alert and everything. So for all those ultra trying to one up everybody by saying they're vegetarians, it's like you're still eating life. It's impossible to get away from. Yeah, I'll bite. Well, what's he got? Like a crypt rat behind this? I'm gonna let this go through. Could see like a crypt rat trip for 1 after I block. I'll just take the 2. Oh my god, my stab throw. Sounds like somebody needs a wake-up call. A little military in their life or something like that. Poor guy. I have the opposite problem. I've always been that person that's just like, I'm an hour early to a meeting that doesn't really matter, or I get worried for other people that are kind of cutting it close. I've always been an early person. Early to the grave with this matchup. My goodness, everything's dying. We'll give it another turn or two, and then I'm gonna hopefully run into a red deck for the last round. At least we got 2 blockers here. And the potential for a Steal the Godhead top deck, maybe a Preordain, maybe a Mulldrifter, something. Let's pretend this island's a Negate and pass the turn. And we get further behind. I wish I could be a little bit worse at that, because I'm sure it's not good for blood pressure and things like that. I've just always been kind of get it done, high strung, get it off my plate. That's what my wife calls it. I can never own a company. I like having, a list of things to do and getting them done as soon as possible. I was that kid in like even the 2nd or 3rd grade that would come home Friday and do all of my homework for the weekend, because it felt like I didn't enjoy my weekend, knowing that whole time, like, There's this thing. I still think that Crypt Rat logic is sound here. I'm going to let this through. If he wants to kill everything, he's going to have to kill his other stuff too. Oh, that's a good point, Chimpskey. Or just say, no red decks, please, and the first one to show up will be that. That happens. It's funny, you know, when I get marooned here on the show and we have to wait a minute or two for somebody to show up, because I swear to God, every evening I play a Pauper event or something, there's like, I almost can't make the room because people will jump in and try and play me, and I'm like, where are you guys on Saturday mornings? It's like it says right there who I'm supposed to be facing and that this is a tournament. Please don't, you know, jump in, but they could make that text a little more prominent. Or people could just learn to read. My wife, but you can't see it behind me because I've got the black curtain up, but I've got one of those Murphy beds that folds right into the wall. Man, what a cool design that is. All right, guys, this is Crapsville. Concede. I'm going to go get me one more thing, and we'll be back, hopefully with a victory, our second one of the day maybe, right after we go to, let's visit the origins of Magic, shall we?
Magic the Gathering was the first trading card game.
I had this flash of inspiration.
It was revolutionary. It wasn't just creating a new game, it was creating a new category.
Magic was a big risk for Wizards of the Coast.
We should have been a lot more scared than we were.
If Magic the Gathering failed, then we were done.
This is what over 1 million Magic cards looks like.
There was this insane addictive quality to it.
It created a market segment. Stores started popping up just to feed that demand.
I wanted a game where there were things that people loved and hated.
Every day was like Christmas, and it consistently blew my mind.
So the most expensive card, as anyone will tell you, is a Black Lotus.
Richard and I were the great partnership. He brought genius, and I brought luck.
We knew we had lightning in a bottle.
Everything's happening so fast.
Boom, it takes off.
We're like on a rocket ship.
Wow, this really could work. This could be big.
And we're back. All right. Let's try and pull off a win here. Hopefully we see some mountains. Good grief. Alrighty. One of these days I ought to just watch other people play and do a little commentary on it. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, I just adore this list. Telling you, man, Sentinel's Eyes is just such an MVP. It's so cool too that there's a little psychology where you cast it on a creature and then, oh, I'm going to remove it. It's like, all right, cool. Comes back again next turn, and then you start piling up stuff that matters or protection, but it's kind of the Mother May I spell. And like I said, I went from 1 to 2 to 3 all the way up to 4. It's just a whole lot of 4-ofs because I went down to 16 lands. I was able to sneak in that last Bone Splitter, but Sleeper MVP, man. Really cool card when you get to that stage. And that last deck that Audrey's dad was playing, just kill that, kill that, kill that. And so Sacred Cat and company. Then all of a sudden you've got these things that don't really matter. Maybe All That Blessings hasn't shown up, and that's when these really start shining. Yep, there we go. What's that priced at now? Has that gone up, or I'm sure there's so many available at the uncommon. The one I'm using is uncommon. Yeah, the old Vault Scourge is just so much life gain. And then you get First Strike and Vigilance. It's like, okay, well, technically we won that one, right? I gotta be careful that I don't gotta give people a little bit more leeway with that because of the show and the popularity and stuff. Maybe they just don't want to be featured. You know what I mean? It's kind of like walking into a room and well, I guess everybody's on camera these days. Yeah. Where was that? I should keep it on the deck that I'm playing. There they are, the Untouchables. They've been pretty touchable today, haven't they? Alrighty, we'll say yes. We've got an okay hand here. We'll keep this if we really want to just fall into a basic. Here we are. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. 8 cents. Well, all that glitters is a pretty good reason mine stay up the roll. Bonk. Here we go. Can make the difference. Come on, mountain. Show me a mountain. Mountain. Let's go. Island. Top of the morning, Yago. Good to see ya. Some reason that made me think of I bought an official Oktoberfest German getup, like full on leather leader. Well, of course, leather lederhosen, and it's got this cool deer emblem and everything. So next October I'll be sporting style. Our whole town had some little mini Oktoberfest wannabe celebration thingy. It's pretty cool. And I was jealous of the get-ups. I guess it's kind of Halloween early, right? Get to dress up one more time. You should wear lederhosen on the stream. Yeah, maybe in October I'll try to do that. It's not that the camera can really catch much of it. I got the waist extra big, so like you're sitting down and then, you know, drinking a lot. And be able to just kind of relax a little bit more. And Familiar shows up. Another deck that this is horrible against. Yo. We've got Negate. We don't have much else. Good grief. Well, we've got Negate. I think we'll just sit back on that. Oh, that's a bummer, Yago. Never know what kind of things will grow in the chat, right? Azorius versus Azorius, but their list is way better. So we were really hoping for red, and we didn't see a single one today. I knew that was going to happen. I wish there was a, you know how they have DraftKings for all these, you know, sporting events and everything. I sure wish there was one for Magic odds and stuff, because I know this is going to get snapped, but I'm just dead in the water here. I just got to hope that they don't have snap yet and punch through with something resembling offense here. They let us untap. It might be a game because we'll be able to negate, hold it up, but I doubt it. At least we get in for 4. Boing! Here comes the sound effect. Especially if they drop like a Chancery here, float the mana, untap it. Uh-oh. Did I just call what's going to happen? I think I did. Maybe I should be playing foil. Add even more lands. Boing. No? Well, if they didn't find it then, they'll find it now. I've never wanted to see it in Evoke so bad. Wait, no, I can't say that. Never mind. Keep discounting the Familiar, thinking I'm out of the loop here, and it's like, nope. I just drew 4 cards, and I'm sure one of them was a snap. Yeah, there were quite a few people in town just dressed top to bottom, just looking very legit. I was like, that's pretty cool. As long as it's cold out. I even got the double, I don't even know what the name of these socks are, but the socks start and stop. It's like a little shin guard sock that you're supposed to show like this much of your leg and then put on. It's so silly, but it's also kind of charming in a goofy, tacky sort of way. All right, look at this. The gamble paid off, folks. Woo! We can do stuff. Problem is, now we got to sit here and do nothing because we got to protect our stuff. Boink. Oh, well. Unblockable. Maybe they're trying some new variant without, they're like, I don't need snap. Watch this. With 23 lands, you'd think we might hit land a little more often. And we had that one flood game, but that was going late into the game. Okay. I've got a tiny bit of German in me, probably like 4 or 5%. I've never done the official like DNA test or whatever. I know my grandmother's side though. I'm mostly Swede if anybody's counting. Yeah, isn't that a trip, Mind Stab Throw? I was working on some remember when sort of story for my job the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I thought that was like maybe 10 years ago, and it was like the 40th anniversary or something. I was like, jeez. One thing that cracked me up when streaming became a thing, you know, and you could, I saw when I was a kid, I used to love Knight Rider. Speaking of Germans, Hasselhoff, right? And anyway, I always remember that being such a good show. And, you know, it was back before even VCRs. You had to run home and be on the couch at the right time, watch it, suffer through commercials, etc. And I think it was on like Amazon Prime or something. You could watch like old episodes of that, or like Dukes of Hazzard or whatever, 18, whatever your poison was. And oh my God, it's so awful. Like even the good finale episodes, they were so gruelingly long. It was like, this is like a 15-minute script turned into an hour. Pretty crazy. Boy, we're getting so lucky here. Fortunately, they're gaining a lot of life. Damn, Ephemerate deck again. Ugh. At least we can counter this. Play out a Cleric. Street Hawk and Airwolf. I never saw too much of Airwolf. But, yeah, I was really big into Mr. T, Knight Rider. All right, we finally have an answer for these cheating shenanigans. What's he going to discard? Okay. Land, please. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I'm going to do I get rid of the Archaeomancer or the Ephemerate? Let's get rid of the Ephemerate. I know. You would think. Get rid of a card from a graveyard. You, sir. Even though there's other good targets. At least that keeps them a little honest. That darn Pharaoh is just nibbling their life back to life here. Wow, that's pretty hardcore. Airwolf theme on your phone. Representing. At least this way we can ephemerate our own Dawnbringer if they do have another trick. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was really big into the Smurfs. Obviously Transformers. I like the G.I. Joe cartoon quite a bit too. I remember really liking the G.I. Joe movie. Same with Transformers movie. That was really good. Convoke. I almost brought my Convoke list today. I was feeling in the zero mood. Guilty pleasure. I had a friend that had a rock band that sang the Gummy Bears song. It was such a good tune, especially when the band did it. It was a big hit at our high school. So everybody knew the lyrics, so you'd get that anthem effect like it, you know. All right, there it is. They're snapping our dude. We can't do anything. All right. The combo, the dream is broken. They found it. Thanks to double Preordain, double meeting of the minds. Good news is we got the combo again. Got double the life total, but this game's almost dead. You know, if red doesn't show up, this list is just like just a bad version of what our opponent's playing, you know. More like an aggro version of it. Yep. Well, wish we would have run into a mountain or two. I know the second I log off the stream, upload to YouTube, first match, I'll probably be playing my Thopter list later, and I'm sure it'll just be Mountain, mountain, mountain. Swift spear, swift spear, swift spear. And I will ask them, hey, where were you earlier? Okay. Let's wait for the target. We will ephemerate our own dude. Might get countered. They have quite a few cards in their hand. Card from a graveyard. Bonk. Yusa. Nice little side strategy with the Ephemerate. Happens more often than I thought it would. Ruiz. Like putting a band-aid on a severed limb at this point. It's helping a little bit. The inevitability is coming. Alright. Not quite sure the attack with the Seagate. Strange. I just probably attacked all. Yeah, Familiars and Jeskai Ephemerate and Tron. 3 out of 5 lists that hard to get through, especially for this list. Again, that Thopter's list right now, I'd have like a 6/6 first strike, lifelink, protection from blue. And it's like, you know, what do you do there? And that's if I don't draw anything else. Rebound. I guess I'll rebound. Sure. What do we want to remove? Probably the snap. Guess this. This. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, Mind Stab. I remember when Familiars was first made, it seemed like nobody wanted to believe it was good. Let's get rid of the snap. That could potentially be a problem. I guess if our lands ever want to show up, we could probably Journey here. I don't want a Mulldrifter here. Thank you, land. It's about effing time. Just in case they got a Spell Pierce, I'll play this into that before we use our mana. I don't know why I'm still playing, guys. We've so lost this first game. And I mean, I'm sure we're going to lose this match. I know it's a horrible attitude. It's just reality. They don't have any mountains in their list. Everything we've got is pro-red. It's a cutesy idea when it works. You feel like a genius, and then other times you feel like this, which is just this slow, like, bleh. Concede here. Bonk. L. A lot of L's. Not many mountains. Not many M's. A lot of L's. Often the case, though, with this style of list. I didn't even look to see if they were running that many artifacts. Boink. Yeah, I'll go like this. Not many enchantments to worry about. This could be very good. I almost wish I had another one. I'll get rid of some life dudes. Not going to need them. I think we just roll like that. Did we see many artifacts? I should have been paying better attention to the lands. No, that's not an artifact-based list. All right. Got to draw really strong here. Heavy lands, negate, and, you know, the combo in hand. That's really what we need. I didn't see what that message was. Let's go. Again, reminder, no show next week. I'll be doing the Halloween dance up in the middle of nowhere in a deep, dark forest, as is always the case. Actually, these days, it's the only time I get to see a few of my friends. You blink and another year goes by. However, I've been having, as many of you know, a lot of really nice one-on-one visits with really close friends. I like to get that super quality visit in. Long weekend. Good food. All good stories. Did our opponent vanish? I'll be here in 2 weeks because I'll be at my LGS convention in Nova Scotia. Nice. Oh, I guess our match started. Here we go. Glad they stuck around. That was a long board. Yeah, I want to play first. Let's have a lot of lands. It's been one of those days, people. We have 23 lands in this list. Mulligan. Don't even have a Preordain to maybe think of a keep there. Okay, we'll keep this. Keep. I think I lose Godhead here. I know it's part of our combo, but I'd rather be able to journey a familiar and have all the other cards here done. Frustration! It's like the third time Yargle's used those that emote. Lands, why? Tranquil Cove, feeling anything but tranquil right now. Feeling a little rageful. Just have like the Raging Mountain, a Rakdos land or something. Rageful Cove. The reckless range. Oh, if you're I know a lot of you are UFC fans like I am. If you never get enough fights like me, I started watching that Contender series from Dana White. Man, there are such good fights. I'll say top. It's to get in the UFC. So you would think professional fighters would give it their all, and they usually do, but not every single time. And in this show, if you watch it, every fight is like, almost every fight's worth watching. It's just their life is on the line, like not literally, you know. I mean, in the case of fighting, but I mean like their entire career and their everything. And oh man, it's just, I tear up sometimes because at the end of the show, you know, the good fighters he'll invite to the UFC, and you can just see like this isn't like a few months of hard work. This is like a lifetime of, you know, at this point, knowing the UFC exists from, you know, if you're in your 20s or whatever and you're in the fight game. It's just so thrilling to see them make that move and crest that mountain. And oh, it's really inspiring. Highly recommend the show. You can just go back and watch old ones too. And they've had a lot of big time winners show up too. I've already got this. Let's say bottom and bottom. I'd like to get some threat going here, but bottom. Okay, storefront. Play you out. We'll go grab an island and think about it. Anybody seen it? It's pretty darn good. If you go back far enough, you'll see some champions. There's been a lot of, I know Sugar Sean O'Malley that's how he started, was on that show. Our land's all right. Be nice to top deck an Ephemerate here. Find one of our 4 negates, which our Preordains have not been able to show up. Ultra Volcarine, no, I'm pretty ignorant on that. Seems like every 2 weeks a new set of cards comes out. I like to wait till they're all out and then have a nice glass of wine and peruse the list for like a few hours. Then I pick out like 5 or 6 that I like, and then I show them to my son, and he usually gives me a big eye roll on about 50% of them, because even I suffer from new card smell, even though I'm a big proponent of not falling for it, but I often do. Well, everybody, I think we're just going to throw this out there and hope it sticks. It'd be so cool if there was a permanent way of changing. I know in other formats there are, but if there was a permanent way of change, I like this counter. I mean, I don't really care about that. Much more dependent on that Mulldrifter or a Guardian showing up. They bottled the new card smell. There's been a few sets in the last year or two that, I've had like 4 or even 5. Kamigawa had quite a few. I think that was like 7 that I recommended getting. But most of the time I can get it down to 2 or 3, sometimes none. I feel like, I know I said this earlier, but with this build today, knowing, like, who does that, right? Knowing that you're not going to see red at all, then obviously we should have gone with a lot more just counter spells. At least try to keep us in it, but who am I kidding? It doesn't have enough staying power. Even that 4/4 Ephemerate suspend guy might be warranted in something like this prodding and slow. Yeah, they change color words. Like, I know for a while when I played Extended, I had this list with hate bears that you could just, at instant speed, change the color permanently. Forgot what that card was called. Had a weird gold symbol. Come on, Ephemerate. Be my friend. Only my close friends and family will know that. I might as well let you guys in on it. So my brother, in downtown Sacramento, he used to have this mansion of a house, and they had these neighbors move in. They had this really obstinate little girl that she just was kind of just mad at the world and just, oh, cool, that's a good draw. All right. And so he's out on his porch one day sweeping or something, and imagine this little like 6 or 7 year old girl, little chubby, pigtails, just right out of a movie. She just comes out and she puts her elbows up like this and just kind of like almost squat stands, and she goes, "Be my friend," like telling him to be my friend. And so that's always been kind of a family joke. That's where that comes from. All right, really want our opponent to tap out here. We've got some graveyard love. Got a Guardian showing up. Glad that Galina's Knight got countered, but that suggests that they have even more counters. To hear my brother tell a story is an event in and of itself. He is such a natural-born storyteller. Okay. Boy, I really want to journey that before I cast Guardian. Should I do it? Shouldn't I? I gotta get Guardian a stick here. Watch, they play a Curfew. I'll just scream silently in the background. Since we have double journey, I'll risk the, what do you call a tempo loss here? At least we can block. All right. Journey showing up. Let's find part of our combo. And double journey, which we're probably going to need to with prohibits in the way. When I was young, because my brothers are 8 and 10 years older than me, so it was like I had extra dads always around and stuff. But he would, the 8-year-old, that's usually the one I'm talking about, Donald. Well, you've seen him on here, Semikov. He's the only Magic player that's been undefeated. He's only played once and he won. But he used to always tell me stories. He's a big horror fanatic. His room was just littered with horror books and everything by Stephen King and such. Good times. So as a result, he was a very good storyteller. I have no idea of knowing if he was just recycling. Some of them are not, but I've seen him off the cuff just make something like a trip to the grocery store sound just like you really missed an event, All right, journey time. Journey time. Journey time. Maybe I should get some more. I don't really care too much about a lot of these creatures. Do I save the journey or use it on a pharaoh? I think I save it. We'll bring out the cleric here. And we'll choose graveyard. Double checking. Yeah, graveyard. I think we'll go with the prohibit. Bonk. Always a good option. And now we appear to be naked, but we're not. Wait on that journey just a little bit longer. It's so funny, just come out and tell someone to be your friend. In kind of a yelling mode, too. It's such a ridiculous outing. Well, maybe I will journey one of those now. 2 life a turn. That's going to keep our Guardian at bay. And remember, we only get one of the benefits of the combo when we put it on the Guardian because it's not both. Okay. We gain 4. Very macabre hand, you're right. I know. That's the kind of hand you want in about 4 more turns, not right now. A little flooded on the flying death fairies, but we'll go with it. Down on time, down on wins, down on luck. Ah! I'll just have some kimchi later and make it all better. Been playing out of my mind with pickleball. Had a really, I think I told you guys last week, had one of my worst outings about 3 weeks back, but then really brought it back these last few weeks. However, I'm in a league, almost like a courtesy league. Like they didn't have enough players, and most of the players are pretty bad. We lose a lot. A lot of beginners. This is one guy, poor guy, he just cannot get his serve in. It's funny, too, because he's a beginner, and his first, 2 weeks, he was fine. He just had a very basics in. Now he keeps trying to, he's overthinking everything, and it's kind of funny. All right, let's get rid of these life sticks. Why not? It works for this turn. Boop. I'll do that. Really want some graveyard shenanigans to show up so we can do something with this hand. Because as it sits now, we're just trading punches. We are up on life, but would have been nice to get a bit of our combo there. Oh yeah, Shiraz, how different are you? You got like a goatee now, or? The crowd wants to know. Hey, asking you shall receive. Okay. Probably going to get Lorien revealed, I would imagine, here. They're going to probably have their own collective eye roll when Lorien revealed. Let's do Last Breath and Lorien revealed. Bonk. Not sure if a negate to an Ephemerate's the call here with another macabre behind it. Yeah, I'll negate it. Oh, for sure, dude. Actually, no. Well, macabre again. I'll let that through. He's just targeting that, eh? All right. Target that. And I guess this again. I'll do both these. Let's get an Ephemerate. This one is targeting. Okay, cool. At least my sideboard showed up. Have fun, Archaeomancer. 4 mana for a 1/2. Suck on that. It's always satisfying when they have the answer to the answer and you have the answer to the answer to the answer. Something I pride myself on. Come on, list, man. Right when they're all like tapped out 2 or 3 turns in a row now and we don't draw one of our Godhead or even a Preordain in a Godhead or maybe a Mulldrifter. Mana screwed early, flooded late. Seems to be a constant. I think just out of curiosity, I might try to overhaul this. It's going to keep the theme of anti-red, but maybe I've actually reduced the land count and play with Lorien Revealed, and maybe less reliance on bridges, more Ash Barrens. Okay. We're attacking a lot, but they're gaining a lot. Even another journey to cut off that life gain flow. I've so lost this game. Even though we've got a counterspell in hand and that, it's just, they do anything, they gain life, you know, and we're just like chipping away at a rock that's actually growing faster than we're chipping away at it. I grew a beard once. I know everybody's talking about Shiraz in this picture I haven't seen. You got to send it to me on email there so I don't miss out on the visage. But I grew a beard once, and I say once because it was just so itchy and hot, and but I did it just to do it. I shaved it off in steps and took pictures so that I have like a goatee, a little soul patch version, a handlebar mustache version, and it looks like I had multiple things, but it was just because I was getting very tired of it, and so I just took it off in steps. But I had strangers tell me I looked fierce. I was like, that's probably not the best look. I'd like to think I'm a pretty pleasant guy, but for a stranger to tell you that, and then the same word was used at work by people I know, so I guess I just looked way too intense when I had a beard. I know Big Fit and the Hendersons. I get it. I can see a little visual. All right, we're taking 3. They're gaining 3 life, and I'm hitting them for 2. See where this is going. Probably on a prohibit hold here, which I really want to hit. Deck, come on now. Let's up our odds. Boop. Well, at least we won one game. It's not even worth attacking at this point. I'm just going to sit back. I can at least... I guess they're still going to get in with enough there. Maybe there's a reason I haven't played this in a year, because this is probably what happened last time. I didn't go back and look, but I do kind of have a remembrance about the last 2 or 3 times we played this. 1, red not showing up, and 2, kind of having these kind of 1-4 or 2-3 days. This one's a slog. This one's a slog. Coming up on 3 hours here. I want to try something live here. Switch to my little performance. Is this the one that says... Entertainment's the one that's supposed to be a balance, but if I remember right, it can get pretty loud. Just want to see if it does it while I'm doing this live here. Block, sure, let's go like this. Come on, come on. Whoopsie. Why'd this get all weird here? That was strange, huh? Bonk. Oops. That's why. It's supposed to be right there. Okay. Enough shenanigans. Stop the bleeding! Need prismatic strands at this rate. Ugh. Don't want to end for a 2-week chunk on this kind of an outing, but at the same time, it does feel like I need a vacation from the show for at least a week. I was going to play the show on this mode, but then I came in after having coffee and the fan was running a little loud. It's fine now. Just wondering what the catalyst is. Target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands in play. That'll never be printed. Maybe if they made it like white, white, white. Weird common like that. We're just getting beat up here and taking it. I shouldn't take this sort of abuse. Okay, there goes the fan. I can hear it heating up now. I'm glad I did that. Good to know. Quiet. Yeah, that's a little loud. Good experiment. Come on back down, fan. You got a fan in me. Conceding. All right, everybody. Let's do this moment where we say...
Magic the Gathering was the first trading card game.
I had this flash of inspiration.
It was revolutionary. It wasn't just creating a new game, it was creating a new category.
Magic was a big risk for Wizards of the Coast.
We should have been a lot more scared than we were.
If Magic the Gathering failed, then we were done.
This is what over 1 million Magic cards looks like.
There was this insane addictive quality to it.
It created a market segment. Stores started popping up just to feed that demand.
I wanted a game where there were things that people loved and hated.
Every day was like Christmas, and it consistently blew my mind.
So the most expensive card, as anyone will tell you, is a Black Lotus.
Richard and I were the great partnership. He brought genius, and I brought luck.
We knew we had lightning in a bottle.
Everything's happening so fast.
Boom, it takes off.
We're like on a rocket ship.
Wow, this really could work. This could be big.
Do you hunger to get your howl pack together more often? Well then, climb aboard any of our sacred wolves and gather your clan together as we whisk you and your family away on an otherworldly adventure like no other. Enchant the young wolf of your choice as you glide effortlessly through the woods to our Celestia sanctuary. Deep in the heart of Kaldheim, foretell your next family adventure, only at Sorrow's Getaway.
That's weird. Sorry about that. Hopefully everything's fixed.